My job as a tech reviewer requires me to have a couple of gadgets to get the job done, and one of them is of course a proper laptop with a decent keyboard, great enough battery life, and most importantly, it needs to be fast enough to get some video editing work done on the go. This is the Legion Y920 by Lenovo, and it has been my workhorse for the past 2 busy weeks. I'm Warren with KLGadgetTV, and this is my full review of the Legion Y920. It's been a while since I've seen 17-inch gaming laptops this huge. The Legion Y920 has a lot of hardware features to be really excited. To start off, Lenovo has put in some effort to make this high-end gaming laptop look really good. You'll find a premium textured design on the chassis with the familiar Y series branding. The working area has some nice aerodynamics, a red accent speaker grille, LED strips surrounding it, and the trackpad area. Lenovo has also been pretty thoughtful to include a rubberized palm rest area that feels comfortable, which is something that I haven't seen in a while on laptops. The Legion Y920 isn't stingy on ports. It has 4 standard size USB 3.0 ports, a USB-C 3.1 port with Thunderbolt 3, killer gigabit Ethernet, and Wi-Fi AC, HDMI 2.0, and surprisingly, a full-size display port. I find the distance between the USB ports to be pretty decent as it gives away for chunky USB devices without compromising the other port. The impressive part here is the low-profile mechanical keyboard. The keycaps and switches are entirely designed by Lenovo. Key travel distance is good, and the typing experience just feels much better than a standard laptop keyboard. There's RGB lighting that you can configure using Lenovo's Nerve Center software, including the 4 macro keys on the left. A turbo switch is present, and it overclocks the laptop's CPU and GPU on the fly. One thing that you will notice on the working area of the laptop is the white spacing between the keyboard and the trackpad. This effectively prevents your palm from touching the trackpad if you're typing on the keyboard. The trackpad uses synaptic drivers and it is extremely responsive to my gestures. The Legion Y920 is the most powerful gaming laptop that Lenovo has ever made. There's an overclockable Kaby Lake Core i7 CPU, 32GB of DDR4 RAM, 2 256GB PCIe SSDs in RAID 0 configuration, a 2TB hybrid hard drive, and a desktop version of the GTX 1070 graphics chip. The 17.3-inch display is an IPS panel with a 75Hz refresh rate while having support for NVIDIA's G-Sync, which means you're not going to see any tearing in games with high frame rates. The display also has a white color gamut that is great for casual creative work. The laptop's internals can be easily accessed by removing all the screws at the base. There are 2 extra RAM slots for you to upgrade to 64GB of RAM. The hybrid hard drive is also replaceable by removing a ribbon, and the 2 256GB PCIe SSDs can be easily replaced by removing a single screw. The Legion Y920 has 2 aluminum cooling fans with black-coated heat pipes dissipating heat from the CPU and GPU. The cooling fans fortunately don't sound loud on full load. I've been using the Legion Y920 mainly as my work machine during the review period. Now, you might think that's a pretty absurd thing to do when I have lighter laptops around. However, the performance and features make transporting this 4.4kg machine worthwhile. It might seem really heavy when you lift it up, but once you put it into a backpack, it feels like really packing a number of clothes and belongings in my traveling backpack. The charging brick isn't thick as well, and I kind of like its slim looking design. But still, I can't deny that I don't have a challenge when I'm using the laptop in places like cafes and public areas, because most of them don't have tables big enough to fit the laptop. Fortunately, the laptop's battery life is pretty decent. I could usually get up to 3 hours if I don't run any heavy duty tasks on it, and it offers close to 90 minutes of gameplay time. Lenovo's Nerve Center software automatically enables the turbo mode once you run a game. The laptop's hardware can handle most AAA game titles at max settings without much issues. There's a dedicated record button on the keyboard that records your gameplay up to 1080p at 50 frames per second. I want to talk about the speakers, as this is the best 17-inch gaming laptop speaker that I've ever heard. The 2.1 channel sound system sounds loud with no distortion and produces a satisfying thumping bass response. Lenovo has also included Dolby Atmos sound enhancement, which works pretty well as I was almost mistaken that there were more than 2 speakers. Lenovo's first attempt at making a flagship gaming laptop is certainly commendable. It is one huge 17-inch gaming laptop. I wouldn't mind using it for work on the go, as it offers great performance with a reasonable battery life. The G-Sync display and speakers are just perfect for entertainment and gaming. The Legion Y920's asking price tag of 12,999 ringgit is something that I wouldn't call it expensive nor affordable. Simply put, this is a really powerful gaming laptop, and the hardware configuration and features you're getting on it would cost at least another 3,000 ringgit more on competing gaming laptops. So, if you don't fancy building a gaming desktop just because you simply don't have the luxury time to sit on your desk all day, or if you need to do some creative work on the go with a powerful machine that has great battery life, the Legion Y920 might just be the gaming laptop that would fit your requirements.